Hello everyone, welcome to the review for Like a Dragon Infinite World. I know it's pretty late, well it's a pretty big game, it took me 80 plus hours to finally see the credit. I just didn't want to rush through the game to see the ending, especially when I'm actually enjoying the game. Infinite World is an amazing game without a doubt, but that experience is greatly sullied by the shitty practices from Sega. We have paid DLC content, not even at a later date but at the game's launch. You pay extra to get basic features in the game. I don't care about new gameplays that much, still that being sold as a DLC is just ridiculous. The level boosters and resources also being sold may not seem like a big problem in a single player game, but Ubisoft did exactly that. What suffered from it is the game flow. It was intentionally designed to be a chore to level up, and Like a Dragon also had that problem. Like if you are playing without these boosters, you needed to grind a lot just to finish the main story. Still, here the only good thing is, at least for me, Infinite World was less grindy than Like a Dragon. The progress felt much smoother. Infinite World, aside from the greed of Sega, is one of the best games in the series. And this is the game where all the ideas from the previous game, especially Like a Dragon, gets fine-tuned to its maximum potential. Aside from one or two elements, everything is a major improvement. The combat especially has a lot of welcome changes and improvements. After playing this, it's hard to go back to Like a Dragon combat. It will feel so limited. The combat finally feels like it's unlocked, gained a creative aspect to it. You can move your character around for better positioning, which also comes with knockback damage and combo attacks. Finally, we can use items from the surroundings. I feel like that was always needed in the previous game. The pace of the combat is overall way better. No more characters getting stuck in their path, duo attacks and the proximity combo attacks, all of it contributes in making the combat way faster. And it's not just the combat that has gotten better. A lot of systems from the previous game has been improved or is overhauled for this game. The bond system is so much better now. It can be done in an easier way and is way more rewarding. Like it's way more worth it to level it up. And the bond levels of these characters doesn't get locked anymore. You can just stack up multiple drinklings and do it all together. The options available for leveling up bonds also increased. The non-party bond minigame, or like the flower game, whatever you call it, it's finally not a chore. It doesn't feel ridiculous and the requirements are way easier to manage. Here it's just one item for progress each time. And finally we can also skip certain fights, especially the lower level enemies, with the smackdown option. And there is clear indication on if a group is high level or not. For me personally, skill inheritance is my favorite addition. So with this, now you can just add skills from other jobs to every member. The higher the bond, more number of skills you can add. And this just promotes trying out and leveling up other jobs even more. And the new jobs and the way we unlock it are also really fun. I will say the pre-order bonus jobs are not that great, they're the weakest among them. If you have to pay for it now, I don't think it's that worth it. The traversal is also better than ever. We got multiple options and the electric surfer is a sweet addition. You have to charge it, but I think it comes at a fair price. Upgrading crafting weapons is much easier. It is actually possible to get a max level weapon for like at least 4 party members without too much repetitive grind, even with the pre-order bonus. But regardless, upgrading and crafting and the investment to max leveling the gear workshop way more manageable. Now we focus on some stronger parts of the series, especially the side activities and mini-games. Kamurocho and Ichinjo are available from the previous game, so most of the activities are available again. And with the addition of Hawaii and its familiar and new activities, there's a lot to do in this game. The dating minigame, the super crazy delivery are great and weird time passes, and the bigger ones like Dondoko Island and Sujimon are actually well thought out and fleshed out minigames. I personally spent more time on Dondoko Island than Sujimon Battle. I did do certain activities like capturing and leveling up Sujimons, but the Sujimon quest I have yet to complete. From what I've played, it's fun, there's a lot to do, and the setup for the questline is interesting. I just didn't get hooked on it that much as I did on Dondoko Island. Like after reaching 5 stars with the 10 plus hours I spent on it, I'm actually now looking for similar games. I need more of this type of games. So Stardew Valley is finally in my plan to playlist thanks to Dondoko Island. I got hooked on Dondoko Island very fast. I reached the island, then never went back, just fully investing my time in reaching 5 star. You almost forget you were actually in the middle of a main story quest line. And the money from it is also another reason it's worth it to complete. Another important part of these type of games is the side quest. They can be funny, ridiculous, they can be emotional or activity based, some weird ones, and Infinite Wealth is also not short on that. Compared to Like a Dragon, the quantity and quality of most of it are similar. I will say like in terms of gloomy or emotional ones, Like a Dragon ones were superior. Everything else I think the quality is on the same level. The main story is also good, I really enjoyed it. The new party members are great additions. There were also some great non-party members which I look forward to seeing them more in the future games. The main problem with the story was that the pacing was not great. It felt less focused or packed than Like a Dragon. It could be the way I played the game because I did all the side quests than just focusing on the main quest, but nobody plays these games just for the main quest, right? I know Like a Dragon had a slower start and this started much faster, but here the pacing problem comes from like after chapter 6 or 7, where we start to focus on 2 separate parties with different focus and different vibes. So after a chapter, it cuts to the other party where the vibe is completely different, and this back and forth affected the pacing of the game. On one side we get into the reveals and the action part of the story, and then suddenly the chapter ends and we cut to the other side, where the focus is more slice of life and nostalgia based, like less action focused. Don't get me wrong, I like both sides of the story. I don't think any of it is bad. The slice of life part was essential for Curious Story Arc, but it did affect the pacing of the overall story without a doubt. Also, Infinite Wealth relies heavily on previous game for setups and foundation. So compared to Like a Dragon, this one is less standalone. So you need to at least play Like a Dragon for this game. The other games are also important when it comes to Curious Story Arc, but at the minimum Like a Dragon is required. I don't think that's a negative, but yet another reason I prefer Like a Dragon story more. I think that covers everything I wanted to. I'm gonna give Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth a 9 out of 10. The past and the future of the series is given great respect in this game. The improvements, the new additions, the ridiculous vibes, and the new sets of characters and the setup, all of this made this game a great experience. While the story could have been better packed, it's still satisfying at the end. And Sega, for their scummy and greedy practices, gets a middle finger out of 10. That feels like a shit stain on a shiny lustrous diamond. That's all I want to say. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give a like and subscribe.